he's dropped a few bombshells before when on international duty, Paul Pogba, particularly recently. Are we expecting anything again from the Pogba camp, or is he going to be tight-lipped? What do you think?
You're right. So it would be interesting to see. I think there's a few English journalists who are already planning to come over just in case, you know, Pogba goes in the mix zone and again has a word or two. I think it's always the same. He will be with Deschamps, and Deschamps will say to him, listen, calm down. There's no need for you to go to war with Mourinho. That's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit your team. It's not going to benefit your club either. So, I mean, Deschamps is such a wise guy, and he's such a voice of wisdom for Pogba, and that's how Pogba sees it. That I think Pogba and Deschamps being reunited. You know, I know they can speak on the phone, but it's not the same when they're together at Clairefontaine. And Deschamps, I think, will have good advice for Pogba to tell him to, you know, for now, just keep it quiet, keep working. Things will get better if you work at it, but just don't go crazy like you've been a few times already this season, which created a bit of chaos. And I think that's what we see. But some of the English journals are going over, and they might be disappointed this time.
Stevie, how important are these matches for Pogba with France?
For Pogba personally, it's absolutely huge. You know, the guy, when he steps on the field with the red of United on it, regardless of what he does, he gets criticised. You know, the guy could do 10 fantastic things, but right now, when he makes a mistake, everybody seems to zero in on it. So for him to get away and go to play in France and kind of be in amongst the pack, if you will, because at United he kind of stands out, both physically and because of what's happening there. So it's a nice little place for him to basically go and hide for a bit.
Look, speaking from my own personal experiences, when things weren't going well for me at club level, it was always great to go back to Trinidad and Tobago to play international football. Now, I never played at a club as big as Paul Pogba, never faced the kind of pressure or scrutiny that Paul Pogba does. Also keeping in mind that France, still a few months out from winning the World Cup, they can do no wrong. They are playing with a luxury and a freedom that comes with being World Cup winners. You can go there, you can enjoy the game, whether you win 2-0 or lose 2-0, it really doesn't matter. So it's a welcome escape for Paul Pogba at a time that I think he needs it most.
Let's not kid ourselves here. Jose Mourinho, it fits the narrative for him if Paul Pogba goes away and plays poorly for France. Because if Pogba turns up and has an absolute world day against a team like Germany, controls the midfield, does some dazzling stuff, maybe pipes up with a couple of goals, whatever it is.
Won't he be motivated to do that?
I certainly would be. Takes the headlines, and then that puts more eyes on Mourinho from the outside world, from particularly the fans and the media, saying, well, the consensus is that it's Mourinho that is holding Pogba back. I don't buy that 100% because the player has to take responsibility. But the better he plays for France, the more eyes go on Mourinho and how he's holding the player back.